Listen, you're not lazy, you're terrified. Every time you sit down to do something that actually matters, your chest tightens, your brain screams for distraction, and you scroll instead. That's not procrastination. That's your ego protecting itself from the one truth you're desperate to avoid, finding out you're not as capable as you've convinced yourself you are. You've spent years building this identity. The smart kid who just doesn't apply himself, the talented one who hasn't found their thing yet. You've got this fantasy running in your head that if you actually tried, really tried, you'd be exceptional. But here's the problem. You never try. Because the moment you start, the moment you face real resistance, that fantasy dies. And you can't handle that. So you stay mediocre. You protect the dream by never testing it. You scroll for 3 hours, then tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. You research for weeks instead of executing for one day. You've turned potential into a prison. And the worst part? You know exactly what you're doing. You feel it every single night when you lie down knowing you wasted another day protecting your ego instead of building your life. I've watched hundreds of high IQ underachievers destroy themselves with this exact pattern. The pattern isn't stupidity, it's sophisticated self-sabotage. And here's what nobody tells you. Your brain is designed to protect your ego. It will sacrifice your entire future to avoid 15 minutes of discomfort today. In the next 3 minutes, I'm giving you 6 steps to dismantle this ego protection mechanism and rebuild yourself as someone who executes instead of fantasizes. This isn't theory. This is the neurological rewiring protocol that separates dreamers from builders. 1. Name the terror. Your fear operates in darkness. Unnamed emotions control you. When you label the emotion, you literally decrease its power over your brain. When you say, "I'm afraid of discovering I'm average," the fear loses 40% of its grip. Right now, write this sentence: "I am afraid that if I try my hardest, I will discover I am not exceptional." Read it out loud 3 times. Notice how your chest loosens. That's neurological disarmament. Skip this, and the unnamed fear continues puppet-controlling every decision you make. You can't defeat an enemy you refuse to acknowledge. 2. Kill the fantasy identity. Your potential genius identity is a comfortable prison preventing actual achievement. Most people protect their potential rather than test it because untested potential feels infinite. Tested ability reveals limits, and your brain hates that. Delete this phrase from your vocabulary. "I could be great if I tried." Replace with "I am currently mediocre," building toward competence. Write your actual current skill level in 3 areas. Brutal honesty. Stay attached to fantasy self, remain a perpetual could-have been. Potential means nothing. Execution is everything. 3. The 5-minute failure protocol. You avoid starting because you've built starting into this massive identity-defining event. Started tasks create psychological tension demanding completion. Your brain won't let unfinished work rest. Plus, action precedes motivation, not the other way around. Doing creates the neurochemical cascade that produces drive. Pick the scariest task you've been avoiding. Set timer for 5 minutes. Execute with 0 expectation of quality. Just movement. You're not trying to succeed. You're desensitizing yourself to the terror of beginning. Continue waiting for motivation that will never arrive organically or execute right now. Courage isn't feeling ready. It's moving while terrified. 4. Embrace public mediocrity. You hide your work because showing mediocre output shatters the genius illusion. Social accountability increases follow-through by 65%. But more importantly, showing bad work early rewires your identity from hidden genius to visible builder. Ego death precedes growth. Most people do mediocre work in private, stay mediocre forever. You'll do mediocre work publicly, iterate, and become excellent. Create something low quality today. Post it publicly. Social media. Show a friend. Doesn't matter. Include caption version 1.0. Improving daily. Your ego stays intact. Your skills stay stagnant. You die with your potential unrealized. Or you do this. Masters were once embarrassing beginners who didn't quit. 5. Build the executor identity. You still see yourself as someone with potential rather than someone with discipline. Identity-based habits are 3 times more sustainable than goal-based habits. When you shift from "I want to work out" to "I am someone who works out," behavior becomes automatic. Your brain protects identity. Give it the right identity to protect. Create daily micro-proof. 1 small action that proves new identity. "I am a writer" means write 50 words before breakfast. "I am disciplined" means make bed within 60 seconds of waking. Track streak, not for motivation, but as evidence for your brain. Remain the person who could instead of the person who did. You become what you repeatedly do, not what you occasionally dream about. 6. Install the 48-hour rule. You break promises to yourself so often that your brain no longer believes your commitments. Every broken promise to yourself erodes willpower. Every kept promise builds it. Your brain literally measures your reliability. When you commit and execute, dopamine reward pathways strengthen. When you commit and fail, they weaken. Make only commitments you can execute within 48 hours. No, I'll start Monday. That's ego protection. Example, I will do 10 push-ups in the next 48 hours instead of I'll get fit. Execute. Then make next 48-hour commitment. Continue being someone even you don't trust, or start now. Trust is earned, even with yourself. These aren't productivity hacks. This is ego demolition and identity reconstruction. You're not learning to manage time better. You're killing the fantasy version of yourself that's kept you weak. The person who executes these 6 steps isn't the same person who started this video. That person protected potential. You're becoming someone who destroys comfort for growth, someone who values proof over possibility, someone who builds instead of dreams. Comment "I'm ready" if you're done hiding behind potential. That's your first public commitment. Right now, right here. Subscribe if you want the system that turns fear into fuel. This channel isn't for people who want to feel motivated. It's for people ready to execute terrified. Welcome to the rebuilding.